Hi guys. So I just got out of the shower and I was having some shower thoughts, and sometimes shower thoughts are the best thoughts. And so I decided to share the thoughts that I was having. Maybe I'll turn this into a thing where I do videos every once in a while called things you don't want to know but need to know. So this is probably could be an unpopular opinion, but I want to talk about the pressure that people have to do thank you notes. I'm talking about weddings, I'm talking about baby showers, anything like that. And I'll share a little bit of why this is something I feel strongly about. When I got married, I did all the thank you notes for the showers that I had and everything. It took a long time, but I knew that's what I was supposed to do, so I did it. And then, of course, we got lots of cards and gifts at the wedding. We left on our honeymoon the next day, and very shortly after we got back from our honeymoon, I got extremely sick. I have an autoimmune disease called ulcerative colitis, and it started to rear its head very strongly right after we got married. And at that point in my life, I was focusing on trying to survive. Writing thank you cards for the gifts we got at our wedding was not the top priority on my mind. Does that mean that I was not grateful for the incredible generosity of everyone? People are incredibly generous. That does not mean I'm not grateful at all. And that's what, I think is this misconception that needs to be addressed, because just because someone doesn't send you a thank you card does not mean that they're not grateful. You don't know what situations and circumstances they have going on in their life. Another aspect of it that I think is important to think about is the cost of it. The average cost of a stamp right now in the US is 60 cents. So if you had 200 people that came to your wedding or to a bridal shower, things like that, that's going to be $120 just for the stamps. And that doesn't include the thank you cards themselves that you have to buy or the envelopes. And, it seems kind of funny that people are giving you gifts or money to help you to start your life. If you're getting married together, or if you're having a baby, you're going through this huge life change, and they're giving you gifts or money to help you in that transition in your life. And it seems kind of funny that then there's this heavy expectation that you need to turn around and use a chunk of that money to tell people that you're grateful. I think that there should be a understanding that of course they're grateful. They're grateful that you came to support them. They're grateful for your generosity. But if you're willing to sacrifice some money to this new couple or this new mom, that's money that they could use for diapers or for formula or for electricity or for groceries or for doctor's appointments. So many things that money could be used for. But instead, there's this expectation that thank you cards are mandatory, and you're not grateful if you don't send out thank you cards. And so you're having to put in this chunk of money that could be used for other very important things. Some people are starting out and they have next to nothing, and that money could make a real big difference for them. And that's why you gave it to them, was to help them. I had written before we left some thank you cards, and when we got back I started writing some, and then as I got more and more sick, I wasn't able to send them out. Some of them I didn't finish. I'd written their name on the envelope, things like that. And it took me 3 years, because eventually I was focused on staying alive. And after a few years, I came across this stack of thank you cards that I had either written and addressed and were ready to be mailed, just didn't have a stamp on them, or, you know, had been partially written, or just the envelope that had the name on it. And I felt so guilty, and I just kind of held on to them. And it got to a point where, you know, it felt like it would be pretty ridiculous to send out a thank you card 3 years later and be like, hey, thanks for the crock pot. I'm sorry I was trying to stay alive, but thank you. You know, I feel like there should be an understanding that people are grateful. They're grateful to have you in their life. They're grateful for your generosity. And if you want your gifts to truly be used for what they were meant for, which is to help these people in these transitions in their lives, then it would be enough for you in your heart to know that they're grateful, and not need to have that justified by receiving a card that you're going to read and then throw away. So anyway, I'll step out my soapbox, but that's my thought for tonight. And I'd be interested to hear people's opinions about this, if they agree with me or if they disagree with me, experiences that they've had. That's just kind of my shower thought for you tonight. Maybe I'll have more things you don't want to know but need to know videos in the future, but just something to think about.